Hi, and welcome to Kane. So today's video is Arknights, and today what I'm going to say is about the recommended 5 stars operator. In my opinion, that early game, if you have them, you should build them. So let's head on. Okay, so there's 6 of them, which is really good for, even they had elite 1, it's still very good in the early game stages, or even some of them even in the late game or even in end game content. You can still use them because they're a very good operator. So let's find out. So we're going to start with the icon of the character, which is Amiya, or you can say donkey or something. So Amiya is a 5 stars operator in the core caster class, which is still arts damage as same as Eyjafjalla as the earlier videos that I've recommended. But she is a free operator, and what is furthermore, you have to elite to her if you want to go to, I think that is chapter 9, maybe 9, or I think 9. You have to elite to her. If you don't elite to her, you can't clear that chapter 9 in the last chapter, I think. And even though she is a really good by herself, her mechanic is really good. Let's look at skill 1. So it's a tactical chant. At level 7, she plus attack speed for 60, which is really good for arts damage dealer, because she can input more of her DPS outcome, and she can, and it even doesn't require a lot of SP. So the first one is good too, but I recommend, I think it's the second skill. It's Spirit Burst, and it's auto recovery when it's full to 100 at level 7. She will fire 7 times with 45% of attack when attack, and attacks random target within range, and her skill is automatically activated and stun her for 10 seconds after the skill duration. So this is a high risk high return skill, which is deal a lot of arts damage output, and with a really good AoE one, maybe because it's attack random target with 7 times in her range. And I think this is her most really good skill, which is Chimera. So her attack plus 160, max HP plus 75, and range expands. Damage type change to pure. What is pure damage? Like I said at the first video, is about there's 3 types of this game's damage, which is physical damage, arts damage, and pure damage. And this one is the 3rd type, which is ignore any resistance or even armor. It's shredded into the enemy's HP directly. This is really good, but it's a high risk too, because after the skill ends, she is going to be retreat automatically. So you have to think before use this skill. But I recommend use her tactical chant, the first one. It's the most simple one, and her talent is really good too, because when she attacks, she restore 3 extra skill points or you can say 2, and when attacking enemy and when killing enemy gains you 8, which makes her skill active more frequently and dealing more DPS. So this is Amiya, everyone. So let's head to next one. Okay, so here's the next one. She is Neural. Even though I don't build her, but she is in the Guardian archetype, which is the same as Saria and Spot. As I mentioned, I think we should I usually call her a Saria budget because she is a Saria downgrade, but she has a lot of healing output, but not as much as Saria, I think. So her first skill is as same as Saria a lot, which is different, which is her attack stat is lower than Saria, but her healing output is really great too because of her talent, which is increased healing effect by 10% at Elite 1, which is enough for using in early game. As I said, this one is just for a beginner guide, and this one is a really good operator at the early game. She can heal and she can tank, which is even better than Spot. So I think when you had some resources and you want to build another operator than a Spot, which is 3 stars, I recommend you should go for Neural at the 5 stars. And her second skill is just as same as Spot too, because she stopped attacking, focuses on healing surrounding allies is her second skill. So her healing output is much more than Spot, and she is tankier than Spot too. So this one is a good to go. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, and next one is Texas. Texas is a Vanguard, which is Pioneer Vanguard, as same as the 3 stars that I mentioned, which is Vanilla and Fang. I think her is technically as same as Fang did, like her first skill, because it's an automatically increase the deployment points. At level 7 is increased 12 deployment points. She is a really good in early game is because her second skills, which is Sword Rain. So it's a Mastery 3, so immediately gain 12 DP, deal 170% attack as arts damage, and twice to all nearby enemies, and stun them for 3 seconds, which is really good. Even though you are Elite 1, it was really good enough for you to push in an early game, which is furthermore is her talent, which is Tactical Deploy. Oh, I mean deliberately, sorry. Well, this unit is in the squad, start with 2 extra DP, which is deployment points when Texas is just put her in the squad. I think Elite 1 is just 1, but that's enough because it will make you build your teams faster. And when you deploy Texas and using skill, it makes a lot of easier than you should think. Even her stats isn't that bad. She has a decent stat and a really good early game lane holder. So this one is a really good to go to Texas, and she is gorgeous. Okay, let's move on to the next one maybe. Okay, and here we are at the 4th operator, which is Blue Poison, or I should call her Azurius. She is a marksman, as the same archetypes as Exia. If you don't have Exia, you can use her too, because she is a really good one too. So there is her 2 of skills, but I recommend you to use her first skills, because the second one is, I think it takes a lot of time to activate it, the first skills, and it require a lot of SP to activate it. So I recommend use her first skill. Her first skill is just a simple one. When she hits 2 times, and she will hit 1 additional target for 200% of attack as physical damage, which is a really good DPS at an early game, even in Elite 1. And she has a status of sniper with high around decent, or you can say normal to high base damage, which is, I think Elite 1 she would be around 300 to 400, which is really good. And her talent, which is Neurotoxin, poison the targets with attacking, dealing 75 arts damage to them per second lasting 3 seconds, which is she'll deal arts damage as a DPS 2, and she is a really good to go option at the early game to attack the enemy, attack the aerial unit. So blue poison is a good girl for you. I think let's move on to the next one, maybe. Okay, so the fifth one is Lapland. Lapland is a Lord Guard, as same archetype as Thorns and any other character I recommended, just as Midnight. So she is a 5 stars operator that are really good in dealing damage as arts damage, and you can say silence the enemy. So her really good early game talent is this: spiritual destruction disables the target's special ability when attacking, lasting 5 seconds. I think the elite one, it would be around 2 to 3 seconds. Sometimes you can say it's enough, sometimes you can say it's not enough, but in early game I think it's enough for me. Or you can even use blue poison to attack the bomb spider in the front adjacent tile, and it can't even hurt your back row operator. But the Lapland is a really good choice too. Even her first skill is Sundial, attack plus 55% and 30% to dodge the physical damage. It has infinite duration. You have to attack for 33 times at level 7, but her signature skill is second one, is attack plus 120, and her damage is turned into art damage and attack 2 enemies in a row, and the damage reduction of range attack is removed, which is dealing 100% because the range attack is still only 80% of normal attacks. She's a really good early gamer for Lord archetype, which is better than Midnight for sure, and she is your buddy maybe. And this is the one that I really recommend if you have her, because even in the mid game to late game you can still use her, because some of the enemy or even the bomb spider is appears I think a lot of chapters. So here is Lapland. So let's move on to last one. Here is the most recommend one, which is Philiopsis. Philiopsis is a 5 stars operator with a multi-target medic, or you can say AoE medic. She can heal a lot of operator in her area, which is up to 3 allies simultaneously. And this is the last operator that I recommend, because this is a really good healer. If you don't know what to build as a healer, if you have her, you definitely go for her. She is, you can say, she just born for healing at her second skill, which is Encephalin, which is range expands and reduce attack interval greatly, which means she will heal faster, and a lot faster. But it just, you can say that she can use maybe in one stage you can use only up to 1 time. So you can use her even first skill is attack plus 70%. And you know, this isn't even a good kit of her. Her really good kit is her talent, which is when deployed, increase the SP recovery of all allies by 0.3 per second, and the only highest effect of this type will be applied, which is holy. This is a lot, make your life a lot easier, because you know, in 1 second it will, you can say, restore SP 1 per second, but right now it will change to 1.3 per second. it will make your ally skills activated faster, makes your team's damage output a lot because of the skill activated, and so on. This is a must to go, I would say. And I think that is all of it. Okay, so this is all about it for today. Hope you can learn something from these videos. Hope you can understand the reason behind that I explained, or you don't understand, you can just ask me in a comment. But this is just based on my opinion as what you should go for in an early game. So that's it for today. Peace out.